Hi, thank you for viewing this video. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and click the notifications button for newly uploaded videos. Google revealed the top 10 most searched topics about relationship in 2017. Interestingly, the fact that this was asked in Google many times, making it the second most searched was, how do I change my relationship status on Facebook? Oh really, people are still updating their relationship statuses on Facebook and/or social media. Whatever reason you might have for changing it, these are the steps in updating your relationship status in Facebook. 1. From your news feed, click your name in the top left. 2. Click About, then Family and Relationships in the left column. 3. Click Add your relationship status or hover over your relationship and click Edit. 4. Choose your relationship status from the drop-down menu. Depending on your status, you may also have the option to add the name of the person you're in a relationship with and your anniversary. 5. Use the audience selector to choose who you want to share this with. 6. Click Save Changes. You can also add your relationship status as a life event on your profile. Note, you can only list someone in your relationship status if you're friends with that person. That person also needs to confirm that you're in a relationship together before they're listed in your relationship status. Should you make your relationship status public on social media? Yes, please, people are so concerned about your relationship status. Don't deny it and don't act like you've never done it. Trying to spy on someone's status in Facebook. Browsing and looking for whatever evidence exists about potential paramour or lover. Googling their social media profiles. But the question is, when we look at someone's Facebook, are we able to tell from their information, photos, and status updates if they are currently in a relationship? The curious side of us and the carnal spy on us browsing for our prospect's profile in Facebook. Is that girl in his photo a girlfriend or girlfriend? She's appeared in 3 photos in the past 5 weeks. Thus, in an article written by Marissa Cabas, her final word about this topic. When it comes to social media and relationship status, do us all a favor, and leave a small trail of crumbs that helps lead a potential suitor to the right conclusion. But wait, before you post, do social media ruin relationships? The average person uses social media for 2 hours and 27 minutes every day. That's over 5 years of your life spent scrolling, posting, and liking. Given social media has become so ingrained in daily life, it's really no wonder that it is now a potential source of tension and conflict in relationships. Social media is a double-edged sword, says Leslie Shore, communication expert, professor, and author of Listen to Succeed. That's because social media allows for quick and efficient communication, but it also changes the way people interact with one another. Sometimes that's great, and sometimes it's not. Shore says. While there are no set rules for how to navigate social media when in a relationship, or when single, for that matter, there are definitely some key takeaways that could help you in your SO. 1. Starting a relationship via social media can be tricky. With the spawn of dating sites and apps that now exist in the ever-evolving dating landscape, singletons often turn to social media to try to establish a first impression and communicate through these channels before meeting for the first time. For this reason, social media has become a kind of modern-day mixer where one might see if they have mutual friends with a potential suitor and make sure they aren't already taken. I think it's just as viable a place to meet people as anywhere else, says Shore. However, she warns to keep your guard up when meeting someone in person for the first time after drumming up conversation via social media. You only know what they have put on that platform. 2. Nothing beats in-person communication. If you are in a serious relationship, there are other factors to keep in mind. According to Shore, no amount of virtual communication can make up for the real thing. While social media might not ruin relationships, it can create problems if you and your partner lean on these alternative modes of communication. You need to be able to see the look in someone's eye, their micro-expressions, the tone of their voice, and you can't do that on social media, says Shore. Of course, you likely spend more time communicating with your significant other in person than over social media, but it's important to reflect on why this is so vital for a strong relationship. It's easy for things to get lost in translation when you're not communicating in person, whether it's via social media or texting. Shore says, it's not a great forum for deepening a relationship. 3. It's never helpful to compare your relationship to others. It's important to remember that what you see on social media never tells the whole story. Relationships have to stand on their own and not in comparison to others. Shore says. This is especially important to keep in mind as you see more and more of the details of other couples' lives on social media. All relationships are different and all couples have different ways of communicating, expressing emotions, and spending quality time together. 4. It's worth it to think about your SO before you post. Stories are told instantly on social media, which doesn't leave much time to put careful thought and consideration into every photo and comment you post. But when you're in a relationship, Shore explains, it's necessary to take that moment to think about how what you're posting could make your partner feel. I think it calls for a higher level of maturity, she says. You may not be in control of what other people post about you on social media, but you can control what you share and how you interact with others. 5. It's the person in front of you who counts. It's become so acceptable to casually pull out a cell phone in almost any situation that it's easy to ignore how spending time staring at a screen when you're with others can make people feel. It's the person in front of you who counts, says Shore. According to her, if you can't stop looking at your phone while you're with your significant other, you're conveying to them that they will always be second place. Considering all above mentioned, it's not all bad news. Social media can strengthen a relationship. Social media can positively impact relationships in a number of ways. It's not uncommon to see friends and family post adoring photos of their partner with a lovey-dovey caption to boot. While there are some days when this is the last thing you want to see on your feed, small messages like this projected to a whole network of friends can put a smile on your loved one's face. It all comes down to being acknowledged, according to Shore. They need to be noticed, they need to know that they matter, and social media can be a wonderful way of doing that in terms of posting small messages, little videos, something that tells that person that they are on your mind and they are on your mind in a very fond way. Still, Shore notes that face-to-face communication can't be beaten, concluding, the reality is, you can't touch someone over a cell phone. On the other side, when you think of it, some people really don't care of your relationship status. Not all are happy to see your selfies together in social media. There are out there who get annoyed by a certain couple posts, cheesy jokes and other show-offs. We do not know, behind closed doors, this couple is always arguing about everything from small chores, finances, and they seem on the verge of breaking up. Unfortunately, social media has become part of our daily lives, that we share too much information about our relationships. The thing is, genuinely happy couples do not have to boast about it. In fact, happy couples preferred to keep off their relationship in social media. Here are reasons why over-posting couples may not be doing as well as they make it seem. 1. They're convincing others to convince themselves. When two people constantly post inside jokes, confess their love for each other, or share pictures of themselves doing fun and romantic activities, it's a ploy to convince everyone else they're in a happy and healthy relationship, which is really just a way to trick themselves into thinking they're in a happy and healthy relationship. Sexologist Nikki Goldstein told Mail Online, often it's the people who post the most who are seeking validation for their relationship from other people on social media. 2. People who post more often are more likely to be psychopathic and narcissistic. A survey of 800 men ages 18 to 40 found that narcissism and psychopathy predicted the number of selfies posted, whereas narcissism and self-objectification predicted editing photographs of oneself posted on social media networks. Another study discovered that posting, tagging, and commenting on Facebook is often associated with narcissism in both men and women. In short, the more often you post or engage on social media, the more likely you are to be either narcissistic or, even worse, psychopathic. And in case you're wondering, narcissists are very bad relationship partners, says Professor Brad Bushman of Ohio State University. 3. When you're happy, you don't get distracted by social media. Sure. There will be plenty of times where you'll share a status or a couple of pictures of you and your significant other. Happy couples, though, are busy enjoying each other's company in the present. This means that they're not going to stop enjoying each other's company just to post a status or snap a selfie. 4. Couples who post a lot tend to be insecure. After surveying more than 100 couples, researchers from Northwestern University found those who posted more frequently on social media about their partner actually feel insecure in their relationship. 5. Couples are better off when they keep arguments offline. Have you ever been in the presence of a couple that's fighting? It's awkward, to say the least. Now imagine that fight playing out for the whole world to see on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. 6. Those who post more often on social media rely on their relationship for happiness. Researchers from Albright College call this relationship contingent self-esteem, RCSE. RCSE is described as an unhealthy form of self-esteem that depends on how well your relationship is going. These people use social media to brag about their relationship, make others jealous, or even spy on their partner. These results suggest that those high in RCSE feel a need to show others, their partners and perhaps themselves that their relationship is okay, and, thus, they are okay, said Albright Assistant Professor of Psychology Gwendolyn Seidman, Ph.D. 7. They don't have anything to prove. Couples that are genuinely happy do not need validation from social media to prove how happy they are. They don't need to show off, make anyone else jealous, or keep tabs on their significant other. They're so secure and content in the relationship that there's no need to gush about it. 8. People who stay off Facebook are happier. Denmark's Happiness Research Institute wanted to know what would happen if people quit Facebook for a week. So, they conducted an experiment that involved 1,095 people. After 1 week without Facebook, the treatment group reported a significantly higher level of life satisfaction, stated the researchers. Prior to the experiment, the volunteers were asked to rate their lives on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the happiest. The no Facebook group increased from an average of 7.75, 10 to 8.12, 10, while the group that kept using Facebook actually decreased from 7.67, 10 to 7.56, 10. The researchers also found that frequent Facebook users were more likely to feel angry 20% versus 12%, depressed 33% versus 22%, and worried 54% versus 41%. Conclusion. In reality, it doesn't really matter what all the research says. It matters what you think and feel. However, the comments and findings from professionals may be something to at least take a look at. And if you feel a partner or friend has a social media issue, you may want to take a much closer look. Thank you for watching. As we end this video, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified for new videos uploaded, click the notifications button.